Welcome, everybody. Hi, I'm Keith Vitali, and welcome to Psychic Podcast. I'm excited to have back on a special guest. He's a French film star. He's a writer, producer, actor, as well as a martial artist. Please say hi to my good friend, Alan Delabie. How you doing?
I'm good, and you?
Good. Am I pronouncing your last name correctly? How do you say it?
Yeah, you pronounce right, Alan Delabie. Yeah.
Delabie. Oh, that sounds good. It's got a French Italian kind of vowel sound to it, which I like very much. Good. Well, you've been busy since the last time we spoke.
Yeah, I do my best. So it's very, very tough. This industry is very tough, and this business is tough, actually. So you have to push and stay consistent, and don't give up. It's it's very, sometimes, yeah, when you look back what you did before and what you achieve now and the process, it's sometimes, yeah, you are happy, but it's not enough. You want to push a little bit more because you want more.
Really? And it never moves quick enough, does it? Everything's too slow. And I guess filmmaking, let's have a meeting, let's talk, let me decide, and we're martial artists. We want to move very quickly. We want to have direct consequences for our actions. And it's just a little more difficult. The whole world in movie making is a very tedious, slow process. And it can be frustrating because you can be on the brink of something wonderful. Then all of a sudden, well, let's put that on hold, or the economy, or COVID, or streaming, or whatever the case might be, that there's 1,000 things that could go wrong. So it's not a tough or easy industry to get involved in. But one of the reasons I wanted you back on the show was not only to have you back on the show so new audience members can hear you who perhaps didn't listen to you on the first one interview, but I wanted people to see your passion, your drive. Is because of your pure commitment as a filmmaker that I know you will inspire others to have the same dreams as you. So I just kind of like talking about the whole process of filmmaking. And then I want to dive in first, believe it or not. I want to get right into Shepherd's Code. Then I want to go back to the beginning, how you were inspired. But I recently saw Shepherd's Code and I really liked it. And for a lot of different reasons, it's a throwback to the old days. It's not the CGI, very quick, um, you know, Hong Kong style where everything's so fast and 100 different moves. Yours was, you have a story to tell first. And I liked your action. I liked all of it. I had, it's a limited budget. And, but what you did, and I want the audience to realize this first, and I'll let you do all the talking, is that you first had an idea, concept for a movie. So then you wrote it, the script, the screenplay. Then you went out, found distribution and the funding. Then not only did you star in it, but you also directed it, you produced it, and you did some of the choreography in it. You wore all the hats, which is just tremendous. I don't know of any other filmmaker trying to do all of that. So my first question to you before we get into the movie itself is, if you had 5 million, 10 million more euros or dollars, it's all hypothetical, what would you have done differently? Would you have done all those job responsibilities yourself? Or would you have picked one or two and said, no, because I have the money now, I'll let somebody else do those job responsibilities? I'm always curious about this.
Yeah. So, yes, the big difference you will see on the Shepherd Code too. Okay. So, why? The problem sometimes, like you said, I have wearing so much hats. It was very difficult for me because to the limited budget. But of course, I agree with you. If someone give me more dollars, more budget, more possibility, I can do better. That's why for Shepherd Code 2, you will see a big gap. Not the big gap, that's a direct sequel. That's a direct sequel. So You will not feel lost. It's not like I reboot the concept. No, 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 no. That's direct sequel. But of course, you will see better fight scene. You will see more drama, but we got some drama, but already, but it's character driven. What I love the most when I do a movie. It's character driven. So like the 80s, when you love a character, like when you watch a movie, you love the character, so you are into the character, because sometimes, yeah, nowadays the problem is you love the action, but you are not in love with the character, because he said you don't want to be like the character. Of course, the skills of the character makes it. Oh yes, but most of the time it's like Marvel type. The guy do backflip, that jump like that. So people cannot be like you. So and when the best things is like when I saw a lot of movie back in the day, like Under the Dragon, like Bloodsport, like Blood Brothers, like American Kickboxer 1 and 2 and stuff. So you can see it's real action. I said it's very effective. That's real kickboxing movement. Everything, you're doing, it's real. It's not like, of course, they don't use CGI like we saw Scott Adkins movie, because Scott Adkins is a real gymnastic guy. He's a very well gifted, and he do a great job. Is for me at this time is one of the best on this kind of film. I mean, action fighting, but acting is different, because I mean, acting is like it's if you want to do some. It's like example, if you compare like some fight. Some movies on fight. You said okay, Undisputed is for me the new blood sport on the modern world, and very gritty but spectacular. And you hate Boyka on the Undisputed 2, but you loving on Undisputed 3 and 4. So that's the concept, and I love that. I think for me, that's the best um, typical tournament movie fight. That's the best for me until now. But what is it about? Lee? Yeah, go ahead.
No.
No, when I love it, of course, we cannot compete with John Wick. But to be honest, I love John Wick, but the 1 and 2 and 3 a little bit. The John Wick more 4 was no, I was disappointed. I'm honest. Big budgets, but the story was weak, very weak. So I enjoyed more the character of John Wick on the first one and the second one. So the thing is sometimes you have to budget is good for make a spectacular explosion, location. You can got A-list actor, you can have huge actors, right? But sometimes low budget movie, that doesn't mean yeah, the weakness point sometimes is the time, money, and yeah, we can understand that. And sometimes people yeah, compare like, oh, Shepherd Code, like they think they are John Wick type. No, 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 it's not John Wick type. Of course, Shepherd Code 2, you will see some stuff more powerful and more John Wick type, because I elevate the budget, not me, but the production company who buy the script, who produce the movie. They got more money, and we got a little bit more time. So that's why I was more focused on more 2-3 things and not 5. So that make me like more easier to. The stress was for made the movie, because when you wait and after the funding and stuff, and people said, oh yeah, we got the money, and then oh no, 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 we don't have the money and stuff, and then oh yeah, yeah, we might, it's stressful. So but it's happened. When you really want it, it doesn't matter of the money. It doesn't matter, because nowadays, like my mentor says, David Worth, you can shoot movie anytime, anywhere on the planet with digital camera, and if you are you have so much inspiration and creativity, you can write a nice story and make it happen with good actor. Of course, you need to have good actor with you, because the weakness point of, if you don't you don't have good actor, your movie will not make something special.
That's so important. Well said. It's not always about the money. It's, it's about being character driven and the passion and the story itself. There's a new movie out called Electric State, and I just saw it. It's got a $350 million budget. And I couldn't believe it. I thought maybe it was a $30 million film. And I love the Chris Pratt. I like the Millie Brown character, the actresses and actor. My
Yep.
favorite ones yet. Even though I love them as actors and actresses, I didn't like the movie. And even though they spent $350 million, I went, on what? Who cares? Without a story, I just couldn't believe it. So it's not about that. And I think people need to go back, story makers like you. You're right. You have to go back to the basics. You have a great mentor, David Worth. I think he's awesome. But
Yeah.
here's what people don't realize. I know if I asked 9 out of 10 people, they wouldn't realize this. Rocky is such an impactful movie.
Yeah.
Here's what Sylvester Stallone did. It's the only time I've ever seen in the history of filmmaking. When you see his movies, I've been to audiences where at the end of the film, the entire audience is standing up in their seats and they're fighting and yelling and screaming. They're that emotionally connected to the fight, to the characters. Who
Yeah.
cares about two guys fighting? But they loved Rocky so much and hated, they hated the bad guys so much. All three of them, they hated them. I remember sitting going, the whole audience is standing up. They're so much in tune with this movie. I went, I don't care what anybody says and how they put it down. It's one of the best movie trilogies of all time. To
Yeah.
get a movie connected so much where you come out of your seat and you're screaming and you're punching, I went, wow, that's a filmmaker. And so
Yep.
you are right about what you're saying. It's not about the bigger budget. But I go back to
Yeah.
my initial question to you. Now that when you're making these kind of independent films, we have a lower budget. I've done this
Mhm.
myself. We have to do all the job responsibilities.
Oh, yeah.
We have to choreograph the film. We have to direct it, produce it. We have to cast it.
Yeah.
But if you had your love, just your love, you say, I want one movie where I don't have to worry about anything but. Would you pick one of them, two of them, three of them, or four of them because you like the whole process of doing all of it? Or would you go, no, I'm going to get me a director. I'm going to get me a fight choreographer. I'm going to get me a producer. I just want to act. Or what one or two would you pick that you love so much?
So, I mean, directing, yes, directing, acting, yeah. And I love to do the fight sequence, but I understand now to have a fight coordinator is very important,
Right.
because sometimes you got a lot of stress about other department or other actors, because you have to deal with sometimes egos and sometimes, and some stuff, it's difficult and stress, and of course, but what I can say, for Shepherd 2 example is good example for me. So I knew if I got this department, this fight coordinator with me, is yeah, I have
Who'd you
the
get? Who'd you get?
well, I get a great stunt team from UK, and so they take care of everything. I learned the choreography, of course. I learn it, but I put my own style on it, of course, because it's my.
Right.
I have to. You know, like I said to some other guy, I said, don't try to look to act like to look like I can do helicopter kick, I can do everything like that, but don't try to copycat. Example, what I did with my other movie, it was just an homage. When I do a training montage, like in borrowed time, I did that. I do nunchucks, I do the split and stuff. I do a small MMA stuff on Shepherd 2, and it was fun to do. But the way I fight, the way stance. I don't try to act like, Bruce Lee or Jean-Claude Van Damme or other stuff, because I want to have my own style. When they said, "Oh, it's Alan style," okay. So otherwise, if you try to act like muscle man, like the position, like to wants to do the kick like that and stuff, people will say, "Oh, this guy tried to act like Van Damme." And no, what is good for me, like you said last time, I really love the other interview. You compare me like the French Jason Statham with more air.
That's good. And you're so unique out of a character. I I think you're going to be a big star. You will be a big star. And I don't think it's going to be martial arts only. I think you're going to branch out and do other things like that as well. I know the first time I was doing a movie with Jackie Chan, and they asked me to get ready, and I had to get in my stance. The first thing going through my head was not my choreography, was who am I? Who am I? Do I copy somebody? I didn't know who I was. Do I get in a low stance, high stance? Do I stand there? I mean,
Yeah.
you would think as an actor getting ready to do a big fight scene, you'd be thinking about the moves. I wasn't thinking about any of that. I was going, I don't know who I am. Do I get? So I remember doing it was awful. I got real low and I did something stupid like this. I wish I hadn't even done that. I wish I had just stood there. But even that part, I didn't want to emulate somebody else. I wanted to be my own person, but I didn't know who that person was. I wish I had worked that out earlier, working on my style and who I was. And I wasn't that, I wasn't that experienced, but I just
I
remember going,
understand. No, I understand. I understand. We all made a mistake. We all made a mistake, and it's part of the process, and we know that. But the good lesson we have to learn is to all the time, when we look back and said, okay, I did that, and now I can change some way of my style and reinvent yourself. I try to do something different, but you have to stay focused on your own vision, because if sometimes you can be disturbed about what you see, and you want to, because people, the thing is funny. I don't want to mention any name about that, but some people are jealous of me for nothing, because sometimes I can see sometimes they said, "Oh, Alan, I have a beard." They try to have a beard. I dress like with a suit. They try like that's like a suit. I have this actor on my movie. They try to have the same actor, the same typical style. I can tell. I'm not stupid, but it's good. But you know what I mean? It's good. It's good. Yeah, that's mean you attract people, because sometimes people you criticize, but they want to do the same like you. You know what I mean? So that's good.
right?
You're on the right track. So when is that? That's mean you're on the right track. But it's funny though.
Yeah. And again, you'll have people trying to be you eventually one day. They'll be going, I want to be just like Alan, but you have your own style, which is really good. And how would you tell the audience what your style is? Now, here's the thing. Let me kind of preface it by saying, we got the Hong Kong style, and all the spinning kicks and jumping kicks. It is more the aesthetic of the beauty of the techniques. You can hit somebody 82 times and it'll bounce up 82 times. Then you got the Steven Seagal style, where he hits person one time and the person dies. You even hear the bones break. And then you got the Stevens, then you got Van Damme style, which is a beautiful style. He poses a lot, but he's got the most,
Yeah.
I think he has the most beautiful kicks of everybody.
Yeah.
He
Yeah. Yeah.
spins and he's got the looks, but he can pose because he looks like that. What is your style?
So my style. So first, I'm I'm a martial artist from karate. Traditional karate Shotokan. And then I did Muay Thai and kickboxing. That was my stuff. I'm from that. And then of course my weapons is nunchucks. So I love nunchucks. It's my things. But I'm very passionate of karate. I did little bit taekwondo also. I study some stuff on kung fu, but I'm more Japanese style. So that's what I love. But I love all of. To be honest, I love all martial arts. For me, all martial arts are amazing. It's for me, we are all family. I mean, it's not like when people said, "Oh no, this style is better than this style." No, it's all depend of the martial artist. You can have a great karate guys. You can have a great kung fu guy. It depend of the person. It's not about no. It's not about the the. It's just about quality works. It's just consistency and what you want to improve it and show to the audience. But we know we cannot compete against each other because some people are more flexible. Sometimes you have this quality. Sometimes plus, yeah. Example. I saw the movie with Brent Foster. Um, he did a movie. He produced his own movie. This guy is amazing. This guy is amazing. He got great skills, great body, great attitude. He's quality star. Very good quality star. He's great. So I mean, and that's when that's good to have different person to have different style because no one can be the same, and that's good because everybody's got their own audience like Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise, and other actors, and all people love. I know it's not because you love Van Damme or Brent Foster or whatever, or Don the Dragon Wilson, or that doesn't mean you cannot love my work.
I think the secret to a lot of these great films, like Kickboxer or what's the first one he did for Van Damme? Um,
No Retreat, No Surrender.
no, but what they do is like Scott Adkins, the Undisputed movies. It wasn't
That's right.
just his style going against his people of his style. He had different styles he would go up against, and the
Yeah,
same thing
that's
for
good
Van.
stuff.
Yeah, Van Damme did the same thing in his movies. Van Damme would have a tournament, like in his first movie. What was the first movie? Was not Kickboxer? What was the first one he did?
Bloodsport.
What was it?
Bloodsport. Yeah, the first.
Oh,
Yeah. Then Kickboxer.
right. And what he did was, remember, he had that tournament and all these different people from different styles. He had to
Yeah.
fight. Well, that's what made that film so good. I love the fact that if you just saw Van Damme fighting people that fought like him, it'd be okay, but it wouldn't be as great. You love the kung fu he was up against, or the different kind of Japanese and Korean fighters. It made for a great film. One reason they brought Benny Urquidez and I down to do the Jackie Chan films, Wills and Mills, was that we were American fighters and they wanted us to see karate go up against kung fu. And that contrasted kung fu and American fighters, and it worked well on the screen.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's a good example. You said Scott Atkins is more Hong Kong style. Is more Hong Kong style, like typical Hong Kong style. And yeah, it's different. And so Van Damme is more American style with a beautiful kick. So that's why he's, of course, when he did some movies with John Woo, he have to made like little bit like Hong Kong style, but it's epic. It's very tough for someone who are very like karate style and not so much Hong Kong style kung fu. It's very different. But yeah, I mean, everybody got their own talents and their own style, and that's good to not this business. Sometimes people wants to compete each other, but no, we it's just you have all different departments, and I think all different actors, and the world is not small, so I think you have a place for each action star.
Just remember this as a filmmaker moving forward, is my advice, that people believe what they see. They don't even realize sometimes they forget the fact that it's a movie. So
Yeah.
when you had a great villain in Shepherds, what's his name?
Silvio
Yes,
Silvio Mac. Yes.
he's wonderful. You had great casting in that movie. I thought he was great. And people will believe that you beat this guy because of your tremendous technique. But here's the thing. I did movies with Lord Abaddon where they would team me up against with him. We'd be brothers in the movie fighting an old guy with white hair. And the
Yeah.
old white guy would beat us up or
Yeah.
look like he's beating us up. And people believe it to this day. My son goes, My own son goes, "Dad, you're not that good. You let that old man beat you up at Lauren." I went, "It's a movie." No, he didn't really do it. They believe what they see.
Yeah.
Jackie Chan, that's what he does. He puts people in movies, the very best of the best, so he can defeat them, so people believe he's the best of the best.
Yeah.
Give it when people see people without power and you hit somebody 15 times and they bounce back up, they go, "Well, you're a good martial artist, but you don't have any power." They don't realize the stunt coordinator choreographed that film to where you kept on doing the same thing over and over. Gary Daniels got upset with us. We were doing Blood Moon with him, and he says, "Keith, please do me a favor. Can I hit one person one time where he just falls on the ground?" And I went to the director, and I say, from Hong Kong, Tony Leung. I said, "Tony, can we just get one scene like a Steven Seagal scene?" Because Steven Seagal is portrayed as powerful in film because every time he hits
Oh,
somebody, the guy dies or he's broken. That's his forte. So Gary Daniels, I went to Tony Leung, and I said, "Tony, can we showcase Gary Daniels' power?" He would love to be seen as a powerful person, not somebody with a great body and can jump and spin and do all the techniques, but he wants his audience to know he has power too, because they'll believe
yeah.
what they see. Tony Leung goes, "No, I don't want that." He says, "I
Wow.
want the aesthetic beauty of the technique. I don't care about the power." He says, "Keith, you only care about movies for Europe and America. I don't care about that. I'm making movies for the world, and most of the world wants to see the aesthetic beauty of the technique."
Yeah, I remember
Because
Don. Yeah, you're right. I remember Don Wilson talked about that. He said if you can have a great movement, but if you don't have a power, like you've been hit and it's look like weak, like it's aesthetic, but it's not like damn, you hit the guy and the guy he fall on the ground, So yeah, I can understand the point of view of Gary Daniels. Yes, I can understand.
so for you personally, I'd say, regardless of your fight scenes in the future, always make sure there's a one or two of your fight scenes your own, where you portray not only your technique, because you got beautiful technique, but also your power. Hit somebody, do something to where people in the audience go, "Wow, I can't believe that," because that's what they'll
Yeah,
believe. But if you don't ever have that scene, if it's at
yeah,
the end, it was real close. Lauren and I defeated our guy. No, it was a guy that had to shoot him to beat him. We couldn't even beat him. So today I have people actually believe that guy who didn't even know karate, he was doubled the whole movie. They go, "Well, he's the real star. He beat you and Lauren up the whole time." So if I had that knowledge right now and I was making film, I'd make sure that at some point when I'm fighting somebody in my future films, I'm going to showcase my power. I'm going to hit somebody a few times. I want the audience to go, "Wow, that guy looks good. He's powerful." So make sure that always happens for yourself, regardless of
yeah.
the fight scene or whatever. Make sure
But
there's a way the audience comes.
yeah, you'll see on Shaper Cut 2, you will see something
Good,
with
good.
I fight with Mark Stange, and you will see a big gap of oh my gosh, yeah. So violence, the punch, the kick, you will see we'll hit
Good.
each other, we'll feel the pain and stuff each other, powerful, very violent, and no, actually, I'm very proud, and people will be very surprised if they didn't see yet the first Shepherd Code. If they watch the second one, they will not lost, but they will say, "Oh shit, the fight of Shepherd Code 2 is elevate." Yeah, 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 because it's all about time. It's all about who is helping you and stuff, stress and stuff. But I'm working on something and I cannot spoil yet, but you will know very soon. So I start to shoot something uh mid spring. So I have this stunt guy, very very good. So he worked for a couple of great movies. So he will fight me on screen and stuff. And he said I am okay with the legs, but I'm very strong with the fist and good techniques. I said, yeah, it's okay. We will exchange each other for make it violent, stylish, and stuff, and powerful. And that's what we want. I want a brutal fight. When I will punch him, I will show the mouth with the blood, like slow motion and stuff. And when he touch me, you will see his hands on my shoulder and stuff. And it's gonna be very tough. So that's what I want to do. Something very stylish and very hard. But we'll see two powerful guys fighting each other for who will die, you know, at the end.
That's so good. I uh I think it's so important, and you know this as a filmmaker, that you have to handpick your person you're fighting against for like the stuntman, because they have to react in a way to make you look powerful. You could, it doesn't matter. You could throw any technique because you're missing with most of the technique. You're hitting air. But if their reactions are weak, if they just do this, well, they make you look weak. So you have to handpick the very best stunt fighters that can really react in a way. And as a reaction, the audience goes, wow. And, I put something on Facebook the other day, one of my fight scenes, where I'm fighting this guy with white hair. He's the villain. Again, he doesn't even know martial arts. He's being doubled, but he hits me with the technique, and you'll see me do a pirouette.
Oh, I know this fight. I know this fight. I saw the movie. His name is not Frank something. Frank.
Yes. Yes, and I do a pirouette. I fall on the ground, and people go, "Wow, that guy's so powerful. He hit me hard enough to make me spin." First of all, that wasn't me. That was a stunt guy from Hong Kong doing the spin. All I do is the punch comes, cut, the stuntman comes in, and then he does that pirouette. He flies through the air. He does a triple spin in the air like a gymnastic, falls on the ground, and then you see me on the ground. But you go, that guy hit me so hard, he made me spin 3 times. You see, and it wasn't even me. It was the stunt guy that made him look good. So he came off going, wow, look at my power. Those
I know that we with Lorraine
those little
Sedol.
things make it
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that's the plan. The plan is always to look back, like I said, but also elevate and understand what you can improve, what you can do better. Because if you don't judge yourself, and you need to judge yourself. I judge myself all the time, all the time. So it's like you have to, Yeah, I'm very happy of what I did, and I'm proud of myself. But I always look back and I said, no, next I think I can do better, because you have to, If people said you have improved, they will love you more, because they said this guy is a hard worker. This guy wants to make it. This guy is passionate and he is driven. So he really want it and he go for it. Like you said, Rocky, that's a good example. Rocky, simple story, good emotion. Yeah, I love the franchise of Rocky. Sylvester Stallone is a genius.
Right. Well, and again, these are just my suggestions, because you're not only an actor, but you're a director. So you can direct yourself, which is very, very nice to be able to do. I know that Bruce Lee was the best with facial expressions, like Jackie
Yeah.
Chan. But Bruce Lee,
Yeah.
Bruce Lee would tell the story with his face. He would, his eyes, his face, and then you do a close up. I remember I had a scene in Revenge of the Ninja, and it was a great scene. I have to go into this gigantic building, and there's 3 or 4 guys. I take them out within 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I run in the building. That was a good scene where you look at it and you go, oh, that guy knows, he's good at martial arts. But it didn't build my character. It didn't there's nothing there that said who I am. There was no close-ups. There's no emotion. There was no, I hit him and then I respond. Nothing. It's just boom, 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 and I ran in the building. It's almost a throwaway scene. You don't even need it. But if you were doing that scene,
with Shokozuki, Revenge of the Ninja, it's all the classic. It's all good classic movie.
with Joe, he has so many close-ups. And he would do his fingers and all that stuff, and the close-ups told a story. And that's why when you're making your film, you always be, again, I'm just giving you my 3 cents worth. You're actually directing films, but it is that telling of the story is really done with your facial expressions and the
Yeah.
cuts back and forth. Not always with the kicks. Everybody can kick or everybody can punch, but it's your facial response after you've been hit or before you hit. and they're slowing down where you look and then you get the whole story and then you make your move. That's how
yeah,
you tell the story.
yeah.
I thought you
But
did good. Some, you had some good scenes in the restaurant when you were fighting it. I really liked it. It was intense. They weren't too long, but you had technique was powerful too. We did a spinning back kick or a jump spinning
yeah,
back kick,
yeah.
and I went, wow, that's impressive. That's really good stuff.
Thank you. But trust me, Keith, you will very love more Shepherd 2. Because, yeah, yeah, yeah. Trust me. And that's, for me, from my point of view, it's one of my best work.
Of course.
But in Borrow Time Falling Apart, I did a very good stuff also. I mean, I have a very nice fight also on Borrow Time Falling Apart with this big guy, and also with you have the kung fu guy who fight another guy, and it's cut with my fight scene with another guy. What I love the most, it's love to work with people I love and people I trust. It's very important. That's the team. So that's what I did for Shepherd Code also, and you'll see on Shepherd Code 2 we have some people who coming back. Of course, Don the Dragon Wilson. You will see a lot. It's all
See,
the,
does he
the
have fight
movie.
scenes or just acting?
Yeah, you have a fight scene. Yeah, yeah, you have a fight scene. Yeah, he's got a fight scene and a small sparring scene on it. Yeah, yeah. So he got some.
I thought he did a good job. I thought he did a good job in Shepherd. I liked as an actor who he was,
Yeah,
and
well, when I shot the ending scene with him on the rooftop, I don't know, but I was so emotional to watch this scene. It's like, you see the background of Los Angeles, you see this music. I compose the music of the end. That's my music. So the end credit music, it's my music. And I did it, and I really love the emotion. You can say it's like it is a goodbye, or we'll see him again. And I don't know, when I finished this film, I said, no, he was too coming back on this character. I can't live like that. I need to do another one.
where'd you shoot it at? Where's Shepherd Code 2 shot? What
Uh,
locations?
we shoot in England, in Guildford, London also. We shoot in Lisboa, in Algarve, in Portugal also.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
And so, did you have all the job responsibilities again, all the hats, or did you have
Uh,
less hats for this Shepherd Code 2?
less, little bit less, little bit less, little bit less. Not in Portugal. In Portugal, I wear all of the hat, but it was only acting in Portugal, and training sequence, so it's not a big deal for me. In UK, I have my co-director Michael Morris, who co-direct the film. He played the character of Matt Daniels on Shepherd Code 1. He's the guy who is my friend on Shepherd Code 1. So he co-direct with me. So and then that's why I can be more focused on my fight scene. And I did very good fight scene on Shepherd Code. I have a bar scene also. You will see. I don't want to spoil that, but believe me, we got China West also, the samurai rider. She's a very amazing martial artist also, and we have a great scene, acting scene together, and she fight against a lot of people at the end of the movie, so that's very good. But you will see a lot of beautiful moments. So we have also Rochelle Ashana from Kickboxer, who play a small part on the movie. Yeah, of course, Lee Arenberg from the Pirates of the Caribbean is a part of the movie too. But Mark Strange also from Ip Man 4 and Kung Fu Game is a very great martial artist. So Mark and I, we have a great time on set to rehearse, to fight, because Mark and I wants to make it look good on screen. That's the best things. When you are two people who want to make it look good on screen, that's make the big difference. Not only for run for the money or the time, it doesn't matter. You said, what make it great? It's not about money. If you hired me for a film and you said, "This is the budget, Alan. Are you able to work one more day? The budget is killed, and we cannot pay you one more day. I don't care because I won't make it look good. It's not about the money. The money," I said, "it the money come after." I said, the success is sometimes you have to think about to make it look good. If you make it look good, the success will come.
You're right. That's so good. I know a friend of mine is Scott Atkins, and I was
Yeah,
on his show, and he was on my show
yeah,
podcast, and I asked him some of the same questions, and he goes, "It's just too much pressure, too much anxiety to wear all these hats." He says, "Oh my gosh," he goes, "it's just too hard." He can do it. He can direct himself, and he loves doing that. But he goes to do everything, the fight choreography and all the hats. It's from morning to late at night. It doesn't stop, and it's just people don't realize
yeah.
how demanding it is to make movies. It's like
Oh
opening
yeah.
up a gigantic restaurant, but you do it all in 6 weeks or 4 weeks.
It's epic, and when you know your budget, when you know your time, when you know everything, you have to deal with a lot of stress because sometimes you know you have behind the scene. So the behind the scene is you have to do all work like scouting location, like casting, like you know all kind of stuff like that. But at the end of the day, the process once you have done the filming, the post production is tough, but not tough as the pre-production and filming. So once it's wrap, it's wrap. You know, it's you have just to enjoy the process for editing and you know. But yeah, I mean, what I work on this next project, so I will start very soon now. So I think I need to be focused. I know what I now I'm capable, and I will be careful of some aspect. I don't need 1,000 of people around. It's not gonna be huge budget, but it doesn't matter because I know how to make it and make it good. So I know I learned my lesson. What I said, I mean, when I said I learned my lesson, I know what mistake I did before, and I know if I do some action, it's not about acting because acting is different. Acting, what Don says to me was is very very amazing, Don Wilson, and I love him so much. And I remember when he says, "Alan, you laugh, and then right away when you said action, you are your character." Yes, I right away I can talk to you right now. It said action, I am my character. I'm not anymore Alan anymore because it's something I can switch right away. Action. And I remember this actor on Borrowed Time. Um, he was laughing because we have this scene in the bar and stuff, with 3 people and stuff. And he looking to me so serious, and he started laughing. And we cut. I said, "Why you laugh?" I said, "The camera rolling." I said, "We have to do this scene. We have a couple of lines to do." I said, "We don't want to waste your time because we rent this location. We rent the bar. It's not free. It's not free location. I have to pay that." So, and I said, "No, but you make me laugh. I don't know. Your face make me laugh." I said, "Okay." So I said, "No, no, you have to be focused because the future is straight on your vision." And I said, "If you want to make it on acting, you have to be right away focused on you." He said, "You can be funny things and stuff. Action,
Yeah.
serious, twitch." And that's what I switch. And Don, he said, "Oh, Alan," I said, "Oh, I'm impressed about that." I said, "Thank you, Don. Thank you, Don." And I have to. And you know why? Because when I start to do all the independent film like that, I, my first language is French, right? Like Van Damme is French also because he's Belgian. They speak French also at Flemish, but he speak more French than Flemish. But anyway, but when you are in front of Bob Wall, Eric Roberts, Merrick McCafta, and other actors like also Patrick Kilpatrick or Costas Mandela, you have the pressure to be good. You have to know your line. You have to know your line, and you have to be focused and don't waste time. And I remember Eric says to me, Eric Robert, he said, boss, because he called me boss because he called all people boss when he's hired by. He's a very smart guy. He's very professional. He's very, very professional. And he said, "Oh, boss," he said, "you know your job. I'm arrive at 10. It's 1. We're done. Yes, we're done." Whoa! Because right away, I don't want to. Sorry for the fucking around. I'm. It's yeah, I have to do. I make. It's not a pressure when you said, okay, you have to adapt yourself on set and said, okay, yeah, if I am in front of Tom Cruise, I was scared, but inside me, I was said, no, I have to make him happy to see a professional guy to said, I don't care if it's Tom Cruise. No, it's a human being in front of me. He's a star, but I have to make him look. He have to be look good, because if I'm weak on the scene, he will look weak.
Exactly. No, that's incredible. I just know that a lot of writers become producers like Keith Strandberg because other producers would take what he wrote and change his script, and he didn't like that. So what he did was he became a writer producer, so he could be on the set. So when the director would go, "No, I'm doing this," he go, "No, no, I'm the producer. Don't do that." So same thing for you as an actor. To lose control of being a director, sometimes a director can take your character a whole different direction. So sometimes it's good to also be the actor and director because you have control of your character throughout the whole movie as well.
Yeah, but I have something to say about. Thank you to Louis Elash, my cinematographer, because sometimes he helped me when I have a lot of stress to deal. He's also a very good director. Also, he said, Alan, do your things, and I will take care. If something goes wrong, I said, do your things, think about what you have to do. I am with you. I am helping you, and that's what I love. I said it's not about ego. Sometimes sometimes it can happen. Every day is not the same. Every single day is not the same. So sometimes you can be tired, stressed, whatever. You have to deal a lot of also personal things in your life, but you have to make it. So what is good is to have a small team. Small team, is make big difference, because I can tell you, if I compare when I was on set on Shaper Code 2 and Shaper Code 1, I have a smaller team on Shaper Code 1 than Shaper Code 2. I have 3 assistant director. Okay, so it was a lot. But to be honest, okay, less stress. But you have also the stress of the calendar, because you have a budget. You want to kill budget. Example, on Shaper Code 1, if I have to reshoot something with me and another local actor, I don't need to pay myself. I said, no, I don't pay myself. I don't care. And I can give you the small things for make the scene, do it again, because I want to make it look good, the scene. But the pressure, of course, is very different pressure. Like, old movie, like you said, big blockbuster movie, like 300 million and stuff. Yeah, I don't need 300 millions. If you give me even 5, 6 million, I can make the big difference. I can make big difference. But my dream is to, yeah, I want to do a werewolf movie, an horror film. And I know if I want to do this type of movie, I want to be the best werewolf movie, like An American Werewolf in London and The Howling. Otherwise, I will not make it. I don't want to make it. I want the best makeup. I want the story. It's okay. I have already started the story. The story will be nice. It will be intense. But I don't want to do a stupid things, like yeah, he's transformed a werewolf. He kill people, and no. I want something very deep, emotional, like this movie from Joe Dante, The Howling. For me, the first Howling was the best. The other sequel is very, I'm not, it's not good. But if you want to do something special like our film, if you have a small budget like I did with the last Nosferatu, I know I tell the guy who produced this film, I said, if I don't have this makeup, I will not do the movie. I will not do the movie. I don't want to do a vampire just with lenses and teeth. I don't want to do that. I want a special makeup. I want to look scary. I want to move like an animal. I want to look like a beast. And he said, yeah. And I find the guy who did the great makeup, and that's make the big difference. And for me, I think this movie is a little bit special. It's not a big budget movie, but it doesn't matter because what I love, you can see my character is a funny guy. He tried to date girls online, and he met the wrong girl, and the malediction happened, and he became a vampire. And step by step, you see him changing, became this beast. My voice changing, and I did by myself. I find a way to move like an animal. And I remember my friend Michael Morris is in also on this movie. Is he play also the best friend of my character. And when he see me on set moving and playing this character with the makeup, he said, "Oh, you scary. You very oh, you make me scared." I said, "You're very scary." I said, "That's good to hear because and people around was scared because the way I was acting, it's not like, yeah, I mean, if you want to make some things good on screen, like, it's like when you see the first Halloween or the first Nightmare on Elm Street, when you see Robert Englund on the Freddy Krueger outfit and stuff, he was very scary. Even the first Halloween, the guy is only a mask and that's it, but it was scary the way he moved, the way he take his breath, you see, it's very, and that's what I love. And if you create this scary character, you make the big difference.
Did you see the last vampire movie that was up for Academy Award?
Yeah,
Do you,
the Nosferatu. Yeah, yeah. So
what'd you think of that?
So okay, it's good. It's good. Good cinematography. Good makeup and everything, but I didn't be scared about the vampire. He looked like more a zombie, but it was his choice. I respect that. He don't want a vampire with teeth and stuff. I respect this idea. He wants to reinvent the concept, or he wants to be more closer than the Dracula, the real Dracula. Okay, that's good. But to be honest, I enjoyed the film, but I was not scared at all about the vampire. It was way too much with a voice like this, Rome, Rome. Oh, I mean, that's good, but to be honest, it's cliche. For me, it was a little bit cliche. But it's a good movie. I enjoyed it, but I was just disappointed about the monster. But the whole things was wonderful, and Lily Rose Deep was amazing.
Well, I agree. I think I was happy to see a non-action film or the regular films be up for Academy Award. I thought that was I love Dracula films from the old days, and that one got recognition. And it wasn't a big budget film, or it didn't look big. It was surprising that it was up for Academy Award, but it was like an independent film. But what gives other independent producers and writers and directors hope is that look what that one did. Look what Anora did. Anora was a small budget film, and it won all the categories for Best Actress, Best Film, and everything for the Academy Award. So the independent films have some strength right now, and people are liking it. But how about this? I mean, I love the fact that you're not only interested in the martial arts, but also the horror genre.
Yeah.
Genre is gigantic. It is big. And the fact that could you imagine a martial artist that gets bitten by a girl and she turns into Dracula, and now he knows martial arts too?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
that'd be
typical Blade, but
yeah.
Blade 2 was phenomenal. Blade number 2 was phenomenal. for me that's the best, the best vampire
Science fiction.
action. uh, that is, and scary. I remember when I was it was 2002. I saw it on the big screen, so I was impressed, very impressed. Yeah, he did a great job. I think he's great to play this character, Blade. He's the best.
Yeah. So
Training?
I any ever
Yeah.
thought to doing more horror movies for yourself?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would love to come back on the last Nosferatu chapter 2. You know, uh, yeah, that's my plan in the future, hopefully. But I have to do step by step. So now I'm focused on the next project. But after we never know what's come next, and but I think, like David Worth says, um, people should give me more chance and more opportunity to hire me to on a very bigger project. So I think I can. It's not to be pretty, like cocky or whatever, because I'm not like that. I'm not like that. So I'm just a guy who wants, achieving, and it's not about, my obsession is not oh, star people when they said, oh, the star. No, 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 no. My goal is to stay active on this business. And if you have the opportunity or luck to be the big star, that's good. If not, it's okay. It's okay, because you doing your things, you do what you love, and it doesn't matter, because what does it mean, star? Star, it's some people said the star is because his paycheck is big and he's on the top notch, big budget. But for us, for even me, your movie, your movie, Keith, and movie of other action star, for me, you are a big star. For me, that's when I was young and stuff. Like I said to Don, I said, Don, you're a superstar. I said, you're a superstar for me. I said, it's not about, a big blockbuster movie. I said, you make me dream. You make me dream. That's the big, it's, I have a lot when I was young, I was inspired. I go on this VHS tape rental. We rent movie, we dream. And when I was this like this example, that's the DVD of Shepherd Code. So I said, I was dream. I said, oh, I hope one day I have also a film like that. And it's happened because the dream is like, you project in the universe. You have to feel it. You have to say, it doesn't matter, we don't care about the budget. you know that's what I said to a friend yesterday when I speak with him. He's a filmmaker also. And I said, don't listen, people. I said, don't listen, people. You will have your own fan, you will have also your haters. So it doesn't matter. Do your things, elevate, and you know, at the end of the day, you will be happy because you do your things.
I appreciate you thinking that I'm a big star. I'm not even a big star in my house. My wife's a bigger star than me. She tells me to shut up and take out the trash. That's all I do.
Well, then, no, you think it's important because we are just human. You're just human, and we're here for a certain time. And when you look back and said, "Oh no, I'm I'm not the 20 or the 16 years old boy," and but if I have to say something to my youngest Alan, I always said, don't give up. Stay on your road, and you will, things will happen, and you're connected. Who knows, I will be connected with this everybody's I work with a lot of people. They make me dream. I work, even Bob Wall. I remember when I said to Bob, and I spent a great time with Bob Wall, and he said, he called me son. I remember he called me son. He said, son. So and he said, anything for you. I said, anything for you. I said, he felt it's something. I remember he called me. He said, "Alan, stop by the house and stuff." I spent my birthday at his home, and he buy me a cake and stuff, and he was so kind, and he said, "Alan, you can my house. You can come to my house anytime." And he let me shoot Borrow Time 2 on his house.
See, and people don't realize how much they can influence your life or inspire you. And that's what Bob Wall did to you. He was a personal friend of mine too. And when I was very young, I'd hang out with him in LA. I loved his stories. So that's wonderful. But you are going to be the person who's going to be inspiring others. But let me give you just some feedback from me personally. So always on your darkest time when you're feeling the lowest, just remember, I told
Oh,
you personally, I thought you were going to be, I don't care how big a star you become, you have what we call the likable quotient on film. You watch somebody on film, your subconscious looks at that character and goes, I like him. Good guy, bad guy, I don't care. I like him. There's other characters you see on film, you go, why'd they cast that person? Oh, why they, but I think the casting's terrible. Everybody says that about different TV shows or films going, why would they cast that person? But when they see you have a quotient called a likable quotient that when you see him, you go, oh, that guy's going to be a star one day. So you've got to remember this. It's not even about how you talk or fight, or it's your look and your demeanor and your attitude. You got such a positive attitude. It poses or transfers, I mean, to film. Because when you're in your character and now you're in your character, you believe that's who you are. And it's a confident person. And that look that you give when you turn, that's all it takes. You're going to do other films, horror films. They're going to hire you for other films, not even knowing that your martial arts background, because you have
yeah.
that high likable quotient. Remember, when you become a big star, don't forget me. It's, oh, yeah, my
No, no,
friend Keith
you know,
Vitali said he predicted this.
I always says I will be in LA in May. So I will be in LA in May. I wish I meet you in person. I wish
We will.
I will. We need
And
to. We need to. And I told you it's all about the time, because I talking about you for Shepherd 2. But the thing is, I said, I remember I said, if you the thing, the budget was because we waiting this budget for UK and stuff, and it was epic. But I said, my plan is to having you and because if I shoot, I mean, not if I have to do Shepherd Code 3, not a spin-off or whatever. If I shoot a spin-off of Shepherd Code, it's not gonna be a bigger budget. And if I have to do Shepherd Code 3, we want bigger budget than the first two movie. And my plan is to bring some new faces on the project, good guy, bad guy, stuff like that. And I know already the story. I start already to write the story, but I have to let the story now for the other project I want to bring, because it's gonna be I know if I have to do Shepherd Code 3, I know to raise not myself, but the production company who will technically, maybe hopefully, if I got the luck and opportunity to make it happen, we'll see. And trust me, I know what's people I want on board, and I want make people surprise. And because all of my movies I did, like Borrow Time or Shepherd Code, it's revival. It's 80s vibe on the modern world. That's I call 80s style on the modern world, because I love that, because 80s for me and 90s are the best time. And so I cannot forget where I came from. And I know I was inspired by you guys, because you give me this love for movie, and I was so much, impressed, back in the day. Even now, I'm still impressed, because, like I said to Don, I said, Don, it's not because I do movie now and because I do stuff. I'm still impressed. I'm still impressed by you guys. I'm still a fan. I'm still fan. Even I'm filmmaker, and that's the best things. And to work with people you love and people who inspired you. It's very important, because you have in front of you experience. So you got experience, and your experience make me innovate my work.
I appreciate that. I would love, of course, to work with you, but I just wish you the very best. I'm going to end this episode right now, if you don't mind. I want people to go check out the other episode I did with you, interview I did with you, because I talk a lot about your history, how you started. This one, I
Yeah.
really wanted to focus on your life now, on this movie. And I really want to help celebrate your life and all your new projects coming forward. But I promise you, for the audience listening, listen to my prediction. This man will be a big, not only an actor, but he'll be a big producer, director in Hollywood. So I wish you the very best. And again, I want
Thank you.
my audience out there, listen, if you listen, especially for the first time, please like it, share it. And of course, if you can subscribe, that'd be wonderful. Till next time, ciao.
Ciao.